We are back! New Year, same uniform. In fact, it's actually colder here than it was skiing, which we came back from yesterday. We've actually come back a little bit early. I say a little bit, 10 days early, which has changed a few things around, but that's okay because I actually have so much New Year energy that it's been keeping me up at night. So I feel like I can come back and hit the ground running. I know they're saying, well, not they're saying, it is the year of the horse in Chinese New Year terminologies, but I feel it in my soul. I feel like I am galloping, ready to canter with the amount of momentum and energy I've got, and I feel like my head is bursting. It feels like everything has just clicked into place. It's like I found my meaning, my purpose, my thing, the thing I'm so excited about, the thing I can't stop thinking about, the thing I'm obsessed with. It made me realise how incredibly important two things are. One, the time that I gave myself to be so messy since leaving my job and not forcing myself to figure out this thing, and just exploring, saying yes to things, trying new things. Basically the last 20 episodes of the vlog, I can't explain how grateful and critical those months have been for me to start to figure things out, or just to just to play and explore and be messy and meet people and have conversations, because it's taken all of that, and I knew it would. It's taken all of that plus going away and skiing and being in the mountains and being in nature and being so away from things for things to all click and all fall into place. And it's compounding. It's like everything has crossed and clicked into place. That's the only way I could describe it. We've been to see the house, we've got some samples of tiles, everything's going 100 miles an hour when it comes to the house, so I'll keep you updated on that. And we are just going to go across the road and do some work in Gales. We've got life admin, but also all I want to do every minute of every day now is work on this thing, this idea, this thing that I will talk to you about. So yeah. Also, it's a gorgeous sunny blue sky day, and that's the best weather in the world. Oh, it's going to be a good year. Okay, so first things first is the vlog has just gone live, so I need to do promotion. I actually want to edit a small clip to post on LinkedIn about it, and I need to reply to early comments. So now my past 2 jobs of the day, and then we'll do then, and then we'll check in again. I think it does the job, really. I just need to find the right track. I've written my one LinkedIn post, but I've got another one to write. There are lots of little babies in here crying, so we're going to go get do a food shop, because we haven't done a food shop since we got back. But I did just check this. I put a lot of effort into today's YouTube video, and I've just looked, and it's performing number 1 of 10. Anyone knows YouTube, anyone who's a YouTuber will know the feeling of getting a ranking 1 of 10. You see? It's nice when you put in the work and you see the results for it. But yeah, we're going to go do a food shop now and probably write some more LinkedIn posts tonight and then get this little trailer live. But I will, yeah, I'm just really trying to put more energy, investment, resource into YouTube this year in terms of ideation planning. So much of it is in the planning, the title planning, the thumbnail planning, the concept planning, finding the content gaps, etc., which I can run through a little bit more of. And the promotion. I've been so poor on the promotion side of things, so I'm really trying to level that up. If you need a inspiration or a motivation to rewear the outfit, just know how many times you've seen me on this vlog wearing this fleece and these flares. I'm just making some of my favourite snack at the moment, which I made on Saturday and we've eaten them all, which are medjool dates with peanut butter and melted dark chocolate on the top with a bit of sprinkle of sea salt, and they are the best. We're just generally trying to eat, I guess it is healthier, but it's more consciously not eating processed or ultra processed foods. So this peanut butter, for example, it's just about looking at the ingredients. I have been working at the Diary of a CEO for a long time, so I do have a lot of the knowledge that's come through from there. But this peanut butter one is unreal. It's called the Butter Bike, rugged peanut butter, and this has literally got peanuts and sea salt. And I just think I feel so much better for putting whole real foods in my body. Obviously, if I have a pack of crisps at some point or a chocolate bar, it's not the end of the world, but just consciously we're only going to try and buy, and just it's more interesting going around the supermarket and actually looking at things and being oh my god, this has like 40 ingredients in, what the hell? And just trying to buy like whole things. What I wanted to come on here to tell you is that if you are a founder and entrepreneur, anything in between, and you have not listened to this podcast yet, How to Win in the Golden Age of Entrepreneurship. It's Aspire with Emma Grede, and it's, is it his name? Harley Finkelstein, who's the president of Shopify. It is the best conversation I've listened to in a really long time on the current state of, I've burnt this chocolate. It's just an amazing conversation on the current state of entrepreneurship, from growth mindset conversations to personal branding, to everything in between. It's so motivating, it's so inspiring, and I cannot recommend starting your year. I'm gonna have to start again with this chocolate, but starting your year with this podcast. And the reason it's on my mind is because, one, I listened to it, and two, one of my new pillars within my LinkedIn content this year, I looked and analysed at what had gone well last year, what had overperformed, the type of content I really enjoy making, because that's a really important factor. And one of them is going to be bringing in my love for podcasts and taking and extracting the lessons once a week on LinkedIn. I love sharing and recommending podcasts. I listen to them all the time, and I feel like that's the perfect home for it. And it's one of the types of content that overperformed for me last year in 2 different formats. So really important to look at what worked and combine it with what you enjoy creating, and understand what the purpose of it is for, and then incorporate that into your content plan going forward. Obviously test and iterate and see what works. And so you're going to see new styles of LinkedIn content being tried and tested over there from me. And if it's interesting to you, I'll report back how it's going and what's working and what's not. I know I mentioned in a previous blog as well about how impressions are generally down. My impressions were considerably down last year, but I also posted less, but like significantly lower, which I thought was really interesting. Because I had noticed it. Yeah, that's burnt. I had noticed it, but I hadn't actually looked at the data to like confirm what I thought to be true. And yeah, it's pretty crazy, which means for me, I just get excited about it, and I'm gonna look to create new formats, new ideas, and get consistent again until I find that breakthrough opportunity moment. Because LinkedIn, you don't need to necessarily be getting hundreds of thousands of impressions like I previously was, but you do need to be reaching the right people. Because LinkedIn is an incredible platform if you want to get, well, if you want to establish more of your authority in the space, if you want to get booked for speaking engagements, you want to gain visibility in front of the right sort of people in your industry, just network in general. It's an amazing networking platform. Then it's important to have presence there, but getting in front of the right people is a challenge. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And so you're going to see new styles of LinkedIn content being tried and tested over there from me. And if it's interesting to you, I'll report back how it's going and what's working and what's not. I did switch, I know I said I was switching on to, I changed my settings to be a male instead of a female because someone said that was working to get better impressions. I reflected on that and I thought, am I trying to get impressions for the sake of getting impressions, or am I trying to find my people? And my people are 70-80% female. So switching my profile to be a male probably isn't helpful for reaching my kind of people. And I think there's an overall holistic lesson there. I switched it back to being a female because that's what I am. One, in like being true to yourself, and two, not doing all the little hacks just for the sake of impressions, when the reality is we're not trying to get impressions or views. We're trying to get long-term, holistic, intense viewership or audience-ship, not just individual views. Anyway, apparently I can't make these dates and talk to you at the same time. So I'm going to make the dates, show you the dates, and then keep talking about what's going on for the weekend. Okay, dates are done. How good do they look? I actually can't tell you. I could eat all of those in a day. It takes a lot of restraint not to. So this week I want to talk about the big unlock I've had in terms of the direction I want to go in and why I'm obsessed with focus. Like last year was my opportunity to play, explore, try new things. And now if I want to progress, move up, grow, expand, it's all about focus. You have to double down, own your lane, and really expand in that area, not just trying to be everywhere all at once, become nothing to everyone. And I think that's where I was getting to at the end of the year. I was getting a bit frustrated with being in this like everyone, everything zone, knowing that it was time to move out of it. So I'm gonna run you through where I've got to, why I'm feeling so focused. I think the reason content's so hot on my mind is because now I've got this focus of where I want to go. all of my content needs to ladder up to that focus to make it all make sense, because the reality is your content is just your distribution of your brand. Your brand exists in the rooms you're not in when people talk about you. Your content is just like your moat to communicate that. And I think that part of it has been very inspired by seeing a lot of people who really, really want to focus on their personal brand this year. And their perception of personal brand is post on LinkedIn. And I'm like, no. You guys have got it all confused. A personal brand is an extension of who you are. Everyone has a personal brand, whether they post on LinkedIn or not. But you can enhance it and distribute it through means of content. LinkedIn is not a personal brand. It's a content channel. Content is one means of communicating your views and thoughts to add authority to your brand.
Good morning. I am waiting for the car to defrost in -2 degrees. It's 7:20 and I'm off to try a new Pilates studio.
Let's hit the road, baby.
That class was so good. Not only the class, the studio is like interior design goals for the house. I have been gifted these 2 weeks of membership. Oh my god, am I gonna go every single day?
I'm just going out for a walk with my friend and I've made myself a pistachio matcha latte with coconut milk. Pistachio perfect Ted. I'm sorry, the colour, I hope this is doing it justice. And this tastes absolutely incredible. It just needed a moment. I've been creating some concepts for ads I've got to film tomorrow, and I'm going to run you through why I've agreed to say yes to them. Starting to build a website, which is to do with one of the ads and one of my goals for this year. What the hell is going on with my hair? I'm really fascinated in understanding about Y Combinator, how it started. What does it say on this? The Y Combinator alumni are behind 60% of the past decade's unicorns. We'll talk, but just know that this is where my energy and focus is. That and the LinkedIn post I posted this morning. Anyway, I'm gonna go meet my friend for some lunchtime steps, and I will chat to you about my campaigns when I get back. I feel like I'm bracing for the Arctic. I mean, it is -2. Have I already said that today? I went for the walk. Really good podcast, really enjoying it. Only got about halfway through because obviously I met my friend. I actually was trying to figure out what this week's YouTube video was going to be about, because this that I'm recording now is going live next week. And last week I did my 2026 predictions, which has gone really, really well. You've all loved it. But I didn't want to just do like another sit down video. I don't want my YouTube to turn into like another channel where someone sits down and just like gives advice, albeit it's not scripted. A lot of them are scripted. It's still very off the cuff. It's planned, but it's not scripted. It's structured, but it's like still got free flowingness. I was like, I don't really want to just do another one of those videos, because I don't want this just to slip into one of those channels. Like, I still want this to be a vlog first channel, and I still want everything to feel off the cuff. You know, I want it to, that's the tone and sense of the brand I want to build on here. And yeah, it just took going outside and getting some fresh air to realize that last week's video, which you've already seen, is going to be my goals for the year, but supported with how content is going to help me achieve those goals. I mean, you've already watched it, but I'm just explaining how I got there. And instead of sitting down to get over, rectify the issue of like not doing another sit down video, I am going to do like take you through my day and almost like film in all the gaps I have and make it like a day in the life of vlog where I explain that one topic, which I think is quite different and new, and I'm so intrigued to see if it will have worked. Like, now it would have been live for a week. I'm really trying to forward plan my YouTube this year and make each episode as valuable as possible, but still incorporating in the vlog style, because I know I personally love learning from vlog style content. I love people really love the little like snippets and sound bites, and just, it's very free flowing, it's not planned, and it is just like my mind exploded, ungate kept on here. And I don't want to change that, like, because I know, and this is the like challenge in my head, I know that if I sat down and scripted the perfect how to build your LinkedIn personal brand or whatever that people are searching for right now, I could do that. I would bring in like a whole different audience, and people would be there to try and get the quick wins, the hacks, the like, yeah, the little things that are going to get them there quickly. But like, I'm just not here for that. You know, I'm building audience as part of my long game. It's very holistically centered around the big goals, which is actually something they're talking about in this podcast. He was like, at Y Combinator, we're not building for like the hackers. We're not there for like the quick hacks and the quick wins. We're building for legacy.
I want someone who is much more earnest, someone who is not necessarily trying to sort of like hack the hack. You can raise your Series A, you can throw amazing parties, TechCrunch can write about you, all these Twitter anons can fet you as like the next greatest thing, and you could get, hundreds of thousands of followers on X or whatever. But, at the end of the day, you look down and did you create something of great value? Like, yeah, there's like a way to hack the hack. And I don't really know what the end game is on the other stuff. It's just very short term. Whereas, on a 5, 10, 15-year basis, like if you are nose to the grindstone, earnestly working on the thing, you will succeed.
I was like, yeah. So it's a really interesting game on YouTube because like, do I know how I could quickly hack to get to like 100K? Yeah. Doesn't interest me. Doesn't interest me at all. Which is why I think it's so much more valuable to build slowly, more intentionally and more intensely. So the people who are on the journey stick around much more intensely than getting to 100K because of one video and no one's sticking around. What's the point? That's not my ethos. That's not my lane to be in. So yeah, anyway, that was my thought process. And of course it came about on a walk. I've got a call with Mark now, which is my business partner for my employee ambassador course, which I run. So we're going to touch base because we've had a few clients confirm. So we need to actually start planning it in, booking it in, getting our dates in. And we've got like 4 or 5 warm leads right now. So that's all happening and it's very exciting. And then I've planned my concept for one of the campaigns that I need to film tomorrow. And I want to tell you more about that campaign. But yeah, let's do this call with Mark and let's talk about campaigns.
Yo, hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How are you?
I've got 9 more meetings booked in January.
Wow. Very exciting. Thank you so much for working on this so much over
Christmas. It's a pleasure. It's a joy. I can't wait to do them because I really enjoy doing them together. That's the bit I love.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Absolutely.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Okay, so that went really well. So much positivity in that space. And it gets me so excited because we're obviously building a business within that space. But it gets me more excited because people are waking up to the understanding that employee ambassadors can actually change the trajectory of your entire business. And the fact that we're receiving such incredible reception to it is obviously very positive and very exciting. But I just think, wow, it's so cool to see this shift happening. It's happening. Okay, let's talk about some of these campaigns then. So, if you remember last year, I said, this year I want to diversify my revenue stream more and I want to potentially do less brand partnership campaigns. And if I do brand partnership campaigns, I want to make them very intentional, very focused part of the year, and very in line with what I'm doing, that it's so synergistic that it never, ever, ever feels like an ad on the feed. The other side of it is I always want it to feel long-term and like a long-term partnership. So I had a few calls with a few brands in December, and that was really my positioning. I said, and I don't always jump on calls with, I historically haven't jumped on calls with brands because it's through an agency, it's a one-off LinkedIn post, and I'm just like, I'm not here for that anymore. I want long-term partnerships. So I'm speaking directly to the brands, building that rapport, testing and using the tools, understanding if there's something I do want to support, get behind holistically for a long period of time, doing more research and really understanding if there's longevity to collaborate. So the answer was yes for a couple of brands. It's no for like 70% of brands most of the time, but for a couple of brands I've said yes to, and they're either brands I've used for a really long period of time or the tools that I'm really excited about and want to get behind and want to put my name to. And one of them couldn't have come at a better time, and it came through a recommendation through a client that I previously worked for, which is like the coolest way for collaboration to come through because it's like word of mouth recommendation. And I have been putting off building a website for the longest time because I just don't even know where to start. There are so many sites, so many things. So like I just haven't had the time. I haven't known what I want it to look like. And then this platform came along, who I am doing a brand collab with, but I will share the journey of creating a piece of content with them. I thought it was Hostinger, but they've said it's definitely not
like Avengers. It's like Hostinga. And I have been blown away. The fact that they were like, what do you want to build? And I was like, business website. And they were like, tell us about your brand in a few sentences. I was like, Grace Andrews, I'm a creator entrepreneur. I have multiple different offerings. I want people to be able to book in time with me. And I need it to scale with me, basically. Within 5 seconds, the AI prompt, let me get it up. Within 5 seconds, so obviously bear in mind, all of the media have to be swapped out. It has built me an entire website, and it's so beautiful and seamless. And they've like given me headlines. Look at all these little icons down here. So I would put in like a little bit of a show reel in here, and I just need to essentially swap out some of the text. And there's like a get in touch form. It's beautiful down here. Subscribe to book a time, all of my details, all of the links, and then all of the pages are already created. And I said I wanted like a modern, timeless website that's so intuitive and easy to use. And I'm obsessed. I literally cannot believe that I've been putting it off for this long, and this is how easy it was to create. And how cool that I get to then like promote something like this that I genuinely think can change businesses, or for a small business. And it's like $1.99 a month or something crazy. So then I would go onto here and press, it says continue to edit the site, edit the site's layout, sign and continue. Wow, this is so fun. This is crazy. Generate image, you can do it all using AI, do AI imagery. It's so intuitive. And it has SEO, that's very cool. AI tools, AI blog generator, AI page generator, AI writer, AI logo maker, AI product details generator. I wish I'd known about this earlier. And it's this sort of thing that I am genuinely excited about, that I am absolutely using to build my actual website and solve for a problem in my life, that I'm so excited to get behind and be able to work with. Like that for me is a dream brand partnership. So the brand partnership for this one starting out is 2 reels, I think. And everything is with the intention of being able to do long-term partnerships. So if we're thinking about long-term partnerships, we'll often do a pilot stage, which is what I'm doing with 2 partnerships, just to test that it works both ways. Really important for you and for the brand to know that it's a good fit. So I had the idea that I'm just going to be, the reel is not going to be like, you should use Hostinga, because it's going to be this like genuine reaction to creating this website, and it's just going to be a very raw, very authentic. So yeah, that's my vision and outlook for campaigns this year. And I've got 4 concepts that I'm creating for 4 different brands this week. And I really just want to get way more into my campaigns this year. For me, it's really important that I'm working with them holistically, long term, understanding what they're trying to achieve, having the calls, investing the time, because the output just is so much better. And it results in a long-term partnership for me, most likely. And if I get any freebies or discount codes, I'll always leave them in the YouTube bio below in case you missed them on Instagram too. So anyway, so today I've done the concept and I'm not scripting this because it's genuinely my real reaction, but I've just created like a storyboard structure of the flow, because it's important to understand like your beginning, middle and end and create good content. And then I'm going to go and film that tomorrow. And I'm also going to film this Friday's vlog tomorrow. So tomorrow's a big filming day. I think it's much easier, just general lesson, like learning. If you've got filming to do, just try and stack it all into one day. You're just in the mindset to do it. You're physically prepared to do it. Physically as in like you've done your hair or makeup or whatever. And I just feel like batch filming is so much more useful and better use of everyone's time. So yeah, that's what tomorrow's going to look like. But I'm really, really excited for my partnerships this year because I'm going all in on them. I'm trying to think how I can bring them into like all my different platforms long term. And I'm trying to practice what I preach, right? Because that is what I believe the future of creative marketing is, creative partnerships is. And I've got to live and breathe and practice what I'm preaching. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you've got any questions on that. This is literally what I live and breathe about, so I can answer more, but I'm going to play around with this website now. Look how frosty it is. We had the most beautiful sunrise as well. It was all candy floss pink skies. We have just walked over to the house first thing. We had to measure up radiators. It's all very exciting stuff happening over here. It is -5 degrees today, so I am literally dressed as a Michelin man. I've got more layers on than when I was skiing last week. But that's okay. I'm actually going to switch over now and film what will have been last week's vlog for you today, And the reason I wanted to just drop this in and say I'm going to switch over and blah, 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 is because I think this is just the reality. Like, in an ideal world, would I be disrupting this vlog, disrupting this week? No. But that is the reality of being consistent. Things happen and you just have to make it happen. Like, it's not perfect, it's not ideal. Would I want this vlog to just seamlessly be the whole week and it be like perfectly telling the story of the week? Yeah, of course. But when you're one person, you just have to make things work. And none of this has ever been perfect. It's always been messy, the messy middle, figuring it all out. So I'm gonna film today as a 1-day vlog special for this Friday. Get that to my editor so she can get that edited for Friday. And then come back tomorrow to continue this vlog. A bit of a meta situation happening because you would have seen this day already, but that's what we do here. It is a bit weird. And I will be totally honest with you, this is the first week where I just went, oh, should we just skip a week? It would have been so much easier for my editor, for me. And I just said to myself, that's not an option. That is simply, skipping is not, you know, when people are like, well, the other option would be to skip. No, it's not an option. There has to be something that goes out. So we are making it work. And I just wanted to drop that in here because I think we all feel like that, especially at this time of year. It's getting to that moment where it would just be easier not to, you know? But that's the most important time. In fact, the most critical time to do the thing. So whatever your thing is, you're thinking potentially putting off because it would be easier not to. Do it for future you. Do it because in the future it makes your life easier. I was listening to something yesterday about motivation being non-existent. And I do think there's motivation, blah, 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 but it's so true. It's like motivation is useless. It's all about delayed discipline, delayed dopamine. And that is where real results come in. Motivation is just a fleeting feeling, I'm afraid. And you can't rely on it. You have to rely on building the muscle, building the discipline, and doing it even when you really don't want to. And that's not that I don't want to. I really, really, really do want to. It would have just been easier not to, you know? Okay, gonna switch. I will see you tomorrow where we're gonna talk about the product that I'm absolutely fired up about and how I'm consolidating everything. Good morning! I had a really good day yesterday. I'm really happy with the video that's going live this week. Got that all uploaded for my editor, and we also had campaigns to film and edit and all of that sort of stuff. So yesterday was a big filming day. I'm absolutely loving this new Pilates studio that I'm trying out. I'm actually going to run straight into class, so we'll catch up afterwards. I do need to take these off so I don't look crazy. Do I look more awake? Stunning! I'll take that. Alright, see you after Pilates. Hello! We are back from Pilates. Pilates, you know the drill, drive to the new house, check in on the house, and then I took a call with someone in the industry who I actually knew from school days, and we haven't chatted in like 8 years. And so that was really good, just to chat about how we're both approaching sort of the same industry in terms of like employee ambassadors. And now I've got 4 brand partnerships that I need to work on that have all come in at the same time, that are being staggered in terms of posting throughout the month, with some really cool brands that are all now contracted and signed off. And I've got about 1 million LinkedIn DMs. Everyone's woken up on LinkedIn, and I need to get through those because a lot of them are inquiries for Launchpad, which is our employee ambassador program. So I'm going to be sat in this chair today, wet hair, tracksuit on, and getting through. I need to do an edit for the campaign I filmed yesterday, send it off to client, and then do 2 concepts and 1 written post. And then I also have 1 million ideas for LinkedIn posts right now. I will fill you in. My LinkedIn post that I posted on Monday has done crazy impressions. So either the algorithm has switched on again and was just really dead at the end of last year. I will say January is always a very good time for LinkedIn. Like January, February, March always used to be Q1 for LinkedIn results in terms of our data and our graphs and our growth. We knew that we had to go big in Q1 because that was our like biggest opportunity for growth. Numbers were just always so much bigger. It's like the new year, everyone's like really online and engaging. But I will say like my impressions are back up where I'd expect them to be versus the engagement. So it feels like there's been a shift. I did work really hard on the post. I've actually built an AI agent to give me feedback
It's got all of my best performing posts from last year, as well as like inspiration from other people, as well as my content pillars. And it gives me really critical feedback. And I really tweaked and tailored to find the combination that I was really happy with, and then hit post. The other thing I'll say is I scheduled that post. So anyone who says like scheduling within the app harms your reach, like absolutely not. So the post has done like a good number of, so like 730 engagements, 98 comments, 13 reposts, which is quite similar to how I guess performance-wise some of them were performing last year. Impressions, 231,000. This is what I mean. This is back to normal for me. So that's the sort of reach I'd be looking at for a post. So like 250,000 impressions almost for a LinkedIn post. Why are people sleeping on this? Your time is now, January, February, March, hot time for LinkedIn. And I've had so many interesting connection requests and DMs off the back of that post from people. And that really is, if you've watched last week's video, you'll understand that I build my content based off signals, which are based off my goals and my mission. I am now funneling in. So the results for me are like DMs, inquiries, and connections based on the industry, because then I'm expanding my network within the female founder and entrepreneur community, which is what I want to invest a lot of time into, which we'll get to. If people are engaging with me from that world, then that is success for that post. Like that's how I'm measuring success for that post. A lot of people just like post into the void and don't analyze, don't review, don't like check in on this sort of thing. I don't understand that. You're not like intentionally building a brand if that's the case. You're just like putting stuff out to the universe. You've got to understand how you're measuring success for every type of piece of content you're posting. And success doesn't just mean impressions. It's like getting in front of the right people, it's inquiries, it's connection requests, it's the type of things that land in your inbox, it's what people associate you with. Depends on the goal, depends on the signal, depends on the content, but you've got to know what you're measuring. I've got a load of campaign work to do, and then let's talk about this like obsession / mission I am now hooked on, which is about supporting female creators, and specifically female creators with entrepreneur ambition. Should we just talk about it now? I'm too excited to not talk about it now. So, I have been, I guess, for the last 6 months in a playground. And when I say in a playground, I've been exploring a few different avenues within a certain parameter. So like my parameter has been creator economy, brand building, podcasting, personal brand. That's been like my world, right? Content creation, creator. And I've just been like playing around, exploring. Obviously, I've got community service, which was a newsletter. I've got my employee ambassador program. I've got all sorts of little different things going on. I've done a bit of coaching. I've done a bit of consulting. I've done a bit of advisory. I do workshops. I do speaking. So I've just been playing around and just seeing what like keeps me up at night. Basically just seeing what sticks and seeing what I look forward to and get excited about. And every single time, the thing that's made me the most excited is the opportunity to work with creators to explore how they can monetize and build a business beyond just monetizing their audience through brand partnerships and like third-party deals. And so I was like really sitting with that, and I was like, okay, but how can I make a difference in that space? Like, how can I create a mission? And then the other part of it is what's been like grinding my gears, like what's been like getting into my skin, what's been annoying me, what's the thing that just is like, it's so annoying. It's the lack of female representation in every list, in every podcast. Like the one I think I showed it a few weeks ago, I was listening to it, How I Built This. Oh no, it was How I Built This, I think. Or it was the Founder Files. One of them. I had to scroll down about 40 episodes before I found a woman. How can we expect more women to build businesses, build successful businesses, if there's no representation? And then the other side of it is the creator economy is 70 to 80% made up of females. So why have we got so many females, and like disproportionately like more females than men, yet the most successful ones, the ones people want to talk to, the ones who run podcasts, the ones who have podcasts, are all men? Like, make it make sense. So that clearly that's the thing that I'm getting very passionate about. So when you map the thing that gets you excited and where you're spending your time, because I've given myself this time to explore, which was the most important 6 months, I think, probably of my entire life, the unlearning, the relearning, the playing, the experimenting, the messing around, combined with like figuring the thing that like was driving me insane, has provided me with like the problem I want to solve. And then I was listening to this podcast, which I shared earlier in the week, the chairman of Y Combinator,
and I've still got like 30 minutes left. It's like a really chunky 3-hour podcast. He said the best entrepreneurs are people who never intended to be entrepreneurs. They just went out to solve a problem. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, I don't have to figure out exactly what the product is. I just know that I want to solve for this. Like, I want to solve. And like, then the whole VC, 2% of VC funding going to women, like the stats are insane. They're infuriating. They drive me mad. I think for like the fact that we're in 2026 and that's still the case is like so insane to me. And I don't exactly know what the product is going to be in terms of like the service or offering, but I'm going to put it out to the universe. I think I want to build the Y Combinator for female creators. And if you don't know what YC is, I'll just read it out so I don't murder it. So Y Combinator is, we help founders at the earliest stage, regardless of their age. We improve the success rate of our startups. We give startups a huge fundraising advantage. So now they have a 2% acceptance rate. It's like a 12-week accelerator over in San Francisco. And they fund, I think they give every startup $500,000 to start. Do you want to know the companies that have come out of YC? Stripe, Airbnb, DoorDash, Reddit, Gusto, Coinbase, Twitch, Zapier. Like, I could go on and on. The businesses that have come out and the success rate is insane. And what the Y Combinator guy credits a lot of that to is obviously like finding of all the applications, I think they get like 70,000 applications a year. They accept 2%. They've obviously whittled it down using both software and AI, they said, and people who go through every single application. So they've obviously increased their chances of success by like finding those specific businesses. He said like having like-minded people in an intense environment all together increases your chances of success so significantly. So my thinking is a huge gap in the market to be doing this with females specifically only. And yeah, some men are going to be like, what about us or whatever? Go to YC. Like you've got, or like go to any of the other people accepting fundraising or any Sequoia, like go to any of the big funds because they're more likely to look at you than they are to look at women anyway. And then the other side of things is like, I believe the biggest consumer brands will come out of creators. Like if they're being built in creators notes apps, they're not being built in corporate boardrooms. I'm not going to put this out anywhere else. Like I know that that's the problem I want to solve. And if that's my mission for the next 20 years to build that, like that is what I want to wake up every day thinking about. I think I got really caught up on building a consumer product and I just couldn't see past like 5 years. I needed something where I could go, if I put my name to this mission, overall mission, whatever the product ends up being, this mission of like building the next generation of incredible female creative entrepreneurs, I will have like a life that I've like happily lived, you know? Like that is really what I want to do. So I feel like this is almost like a turning point in the vlogs because we're turning from like playing, figuring it out, being messy, sharing thoughts, like gaining clarity, to almost like week 1 of building this mission. And I'm so fired up about, I can't tell you, it's been like 2 weeks now since I've had this like moment of clarity. And I knew it would come because everyone said to me like, it will come, like you'll have this moment and like it will all just click into place. And that's why my word of the year is focus, because I'm like, it's like I've gone from like grey cloudiness to blue sky sunshine and a running track, and I am running forward. And so I'm kind of putting this out there so that you're aware of what I'm building. I'm not going to post about this anywhere yet because it's not, this is my playground. This is where I like show everything, the behind the scenes, the working. So like you guys are the only ones that know about this. But what I'm sort of doing in my very first stage is really, really researching Y Combinator, understanding like the people behind it, how they started, what they did before. Not that everyone needs the same path there, but just a note on that. What I thought was really interesting is this like episode that I'm listening to. He spoke about like how it kind of started was with content. So one of the essays which I'm reading, he spoke about how Paul Graham, who was one of the founders of Y Combinator, would write these essays to position him as someone who understood how to build great businesses. And that essentially led him to creating Y Combinator because it gave him this platform. And I was like, I just had to step back for a second. And I was like, that's so interesting because the idea of putting content out there to then provide the platform to build the thing is what I've been talking about for the last few years. It's been happening since 2005. This isn't a new thing, right? It's been happening probably since well before then.
But I thought it was so interesting that he credited the content to providing the opportunity and the audience to then building the first cohort for YC. And I was like, I've been doing this content thing for like when I talk about building an audience first, everything just clicked into place because I was like, that is literally what I've been doing. The thing that I have, which is my superpower, is existing credibility because of the audience I've been creating and the trust that's been flourishing as a result, to access, like, I know a million female creators and I've positioned myself as a thought leader in the space so that they look up to me for advice and insight. And then my network, like the network of people I can just jump on a call with to be like, what do you think of this? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Would you want to work with me on this? Is unbelievable because of the brand I've been building. So I feel just so well positioned because of my passion, instinct, understanding of the space and network to build this thing. The thing I don't have right now, obviously, is capital. So the first stage is just really, really understanding how other sort of accelerators operate. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to speak to a load of female creators and understand what they would want. Like, what are they hoping for? What are their aspirations? What are they looking for? And what are the problems I can solve with them in the short term? And then the goal would be to launch some sort of cohort this year. And that might look like a training program to give female creators all of the skills they need to launch a business within like a certain period of time. But I would have to partner with a fund or something to do that. So I'm not at that stage. I don't need to figure out those details yet. I just need to figure out how this all starts to come together. Because like, I don't have a VC background. That's the difference here. I'm like the brand professional. I understand brand and business and what it takes to build an incredibly successful like global brand. But yeah, I'm not from the VC side. So I'm just doing a lot of learning right now, like trying to learn as much as I can about that space, about funding, about like the biggest funds out there, the creative funds that have launched in the last few years. And yeah, I'm just starting to put all the pieces together. So that's kind of a big update. Like that's a real big update. I think that's why I've been waking up so, like, I feel so positive right now. Even this morning, like I nearly shed a tear about how grateful I am that I get to start my morning with this like beautiful Pilates. Like, I know it sounds so silly. And then like looking forward so much to like coming home and just being like working. Because yes, I've got to do these campaigns and deliver on like my deliverables for my audience right now, which are also obviously bringing in my finances, but also supporting and growing my audience because I'm able to provide like offers and deals and insights to my audience. This AI website builder everyone's gone crazy for, and I knew it was a perfect brand partnership, so I'm so delighted about that. But then like to know that I can spend the afternoon just like building this business, and I don't know obviously the ins and outs of it yet. I don't know what it's going to be, but I feel in my soul that my mission is to do this in some way, and I'm so excited. I know last year was the year of the snake, but like I feel it in my soul that I shed a layer last year to like create this new layer, which is like open to opportunity, clarity. And like I worked with a coach through the transition of leaving my job because I lacked so much clarity. I just knew something deep down was telling me that I needed to go and figure this out for myself. I had no clarity. I saw no path forward. And now the path is like opened up in front of me. So yeah. I'm just so buzzing. I'm so buzzing. And this is what people say when like it all clicks into place. Like I haven't even started yet, but that's how it feels. So yeah, I thought I'd give you the big update in this episode. It just feels much bigger than me, which is what I'm really excited about. Like it feels so much bigger than me. And I just don't want to focus on me. I want to focus on the mission ahead. And I think that's where like I was getting really like uncomfy around being a creator because it felt like I was doing it all for me. And that like doesn't serve me. That's not what I'm here for. So yeah, any thoughts, questions, insights, connections, like I'm open. Like put them in the comments, DM me if you want to chat. I guess like the bigger point here that I'm making to you guys is like give yourself that time to figure it out. Like it doesn't just necessarily happen when you want it to happen. On the walk, listening to a podcast, it happens when you give yourself and you give your head space, the time to get into like that parasympathetic nervous system and like let your brain figure things out. The other point I will say is it's unhelpful to consume everything. I think when I stopped consuming everything and anything and started like getting a bit more focused in my consumption habits is when things started to really click into place, because like you can't cover everything, you can't be an expert in everything. You don't want to be, because then people don't know what you stand for and who you are and
what the purpose of you is. They can't define you, so then you become irrelevant to them. So I really just started focusing on creators in terms of what I was consuming. And honestly, that's when things have started to like really click. So I'm going to work on some campaigns now. And then I'm continue doing my research later today. I do need to get some more steps in it at some point. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Guys, I took my camera all out this morning, ready to do the ending of this vlog. Did it have a memory card in? No. Is that a, what do you call it? Like a predictor of how my day is going, or an insight to how my day is going? Yes. Yes. But that's okay. It's okay because we're here to end this vlog. I just had a note from my editor to be like, you've got so much footage from this vlog, and I didn't realise I vlogged for 10 days. I don't know what happened. I just kept vlogging and then sent her the footage, and she was like, this is 10 days worth of footage. And there's a lot. So we're going to cut off here. And everything I've promised that is going to come in next week's episode, which I'm starting today. Everything about community service, how we're growing our newsletter, brand world building. That seems to be the thing everyone's obsessed with. Like in the comments, everyone's like, can you teach us how to build a brand world? And I'm like, yeah, it's like my favorite topic ever. So that's all going to be in next week's vlog. So make sure you've hit subscribe, turn your notifications on. If you're watching this in the past, you can go straight and watch it now. If it's there, go for it. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I did feel pretty nervous sharing my big vision picture, but I feel really excited that it's out there now because I feel like I can start talking about it a bit more in public. And I mean, we are at idea stage as well, so that's what's really fun about this. I can really show the build in public. We are starting from the start. Like this really is the beginning of an idea and seeing how it all comes about. So you're going to see the full build, the full journey. So yes, of course, there's still going to be episodes where I run through more like themes and educational videos, but also this channel was designed to like show the journey of the build, and that's what I'm intending to do. And now we can get even more focused on like what it is that I'm building. It's giving 2026 energy. So yeah, brand world building to come in a future ep, how we're scaling our newsletter community service and Substack and why it's such a priority this year, next week's app. And keep telling me what you want in the comments because then I can just build it into future episodes. But if you haven't already, you know what I'm about to say. If you've made it this far and you haven't already hit subscribe, I would massively, massively appreciate it if you did. If you like the sound of the stuff that's coming up, that would also mean the world. Subscribes honestly mean the world to me. I get like, they keep me up at night. I get so, so, so excited by it. So yeah, that's another week. First vlog full week of 2026 of January. We've got so much to come. Thank you for being here. Love you lots always. Bye bye bye.